So the poem I'm gonna do is called Vote or Die.
What's it called?
Vote or Die. Every 6 months, I find myself readdressing the question, does our vote really matter? See, I don't know about y'all, but for me, election time is different. In the spirit of not forgetting, I tend to applaud all the hard work and the gifted talents that didn't pass these auditions, but left a big enough impression in the hearts of the directors for me to cast in this political motion picture. I find it a shame that the names and the end credits don't get the proper recognition, because without them, we'd be in no position to exercise this privilege, if in fact, y'all decide to call it that. Does our vote really matter? Well, we can scroll through the details and find entrails of the inner spoils of a country who only cares about profit, but the handling of the truth becomes more challenging than hot spit when cooler heads don't prevail. That's really a slow burn when all parties' blood boils from the same hot topic. Does our vote really matter? They'll say this conversation doesn't require you to be a willing participant because the recipients already have that answer established. It's a hell yeah, fucking right. And you don't need the fingers on your hands to count how many decades ago this came with a price. Whether elephant or donkey, just pick an animal you think that'll crack the stone wall to your rights, while the ones in their likeness promise to stand right beside, arms locked, ready to change the landscape of their human plight. See, in hindsight, I peep the trickery in the midst, wondering how my people have been pressed down, benefiting not from the upside of this. And you want me to believe that change gonna come by voting and supporting local politics? Don't get me wrong, I know being proactive gotta begin somewhere, but we gotta discern the attractions behind the grin somewhere. They use our demographic like makeup. They smear a smile on their face and kill us for kindness, while their promises become a cold case that's a double homicide. And who you think in charge of them investigations? I'd wait, but we have too much on our plate to invest in patience. See, I remember Vote or Die. I was thinking, if my vote mattered, then why would there be suggested death if I chose the latter by elected music execs who's now left unprotected by the same ones he once represented? It's a dog-eat-dog world. You know, we dogs. We're chasing our tails, biting ourselves in the ass, digesting all this shit we've been left with. It seems senseless, but the stench of misdirection never seems to erode. If the world is in our palms, then why the right can't tell the left what it holds? Like, we can't tell us a tug-of-war for our votes, and we're the rope with Velcro stars and stripe, pulled off center to split poles, left exposed, because right when they close, loose grips rely on gravity to dispose our value to dirt. Job done, without a well. Now it's heads and tails in a well of vicious fingers twisted, hoping we prevail. But the tell of time already showed luck won't budge, so we pray for favor by way of built up moisture from God's tears that eventually fell from above on the same dirt they left us, forcing us to get it out the mud. See, if our vote really mattered, then I want them to admit that underestimations of the people who birthed this nation is adjacent to the problem of immigration. The more us, the more power they've taken, and we've taken enough abuse being America's rejects. So the answer to the question, if our vote really matters, is yes. But if they want to keep our vote to elect their best, then I suggest they start giving us proper respect. Boom. I drank this before? Okay. You want something? I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah, I let you
I'm Al Turner. I'm not gonna take too much of time. I'm doing poetry and conversation with Complex Angel tomorrow at IG at 7 p.m. We're gonna get in depth on who I am, so if you wanna get in tune and check me out there. All right. I'm taking out. I gotta use a glove.
Yeah.
Alright, so my name is Al Turner, and I'm about to take the hot spit challenge.
Yeah. Woo.
It's unassuming. It's crazy.
The block is hot.
It ain't just a normal burrito.
Yeah, I wouldn't have one back.
You got it. Come on, just grab it, bro. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
Oh, like a champ.
Yeah.
Feel it?
That was saliva?
No, stop looking at the milk, bro.
You can smell it.
You got it, you got it.
Come on, bro.
You got it, you got it.
Every 6 months, I find myself readdressing the question, does our vote really matter? See, I don't know about y'all, but for me, election time hits different. In the spirit of not forgetting, I tend to applaud all the hard work and the gifted talents that didn't pass these auditions, but left a big enough impression on the hearts of the directors that didn't pass this political, on the hearts of the directors that let me pass in this political motion picture. I find it a shame that the names of the end credits don't get the proper recognition, because without them, we'd be in no position to exercise this privilege. If in fact, we decide to call it that, does our vote really matter? Well, we just scroll through the details and find intros and the spoils of a country that cares about profit, but the challenging of the truth becomes more challenging than hot spit, but when cooler heads don't prevail, that's really a slow burn, but all parties' blood boilers from the same hot topic does. Our vote really matter. They'll say this conversation doesn't require you to be able to participate because the recipients already have the answer established. It's a hell of a right? If you and the fingers ain't here to count how many decades ago this came in the price, whether elephant and donkey, just pick an animal and let it crack the stone wall to your rights for the ones in their likeness. Promise to stay right beside arms locked, ready to change the landscape in a human place. In hindsight, I peep the trickery in this. Wonder how my people pressed down, but if they're not from the upside of this, you want me to believe? Local politics, don't get me wrong. I know being proactive got to begin somewhere, but we got to discern the attractions behind the grin somewhere. They use our demographic like makeup, that smear a smile on their face and kill us for kindness. While their promises become a cold case, that's a double homicide. Who do you think in charge of them investigations? I'd wait, but we got too much on our plate to invest in patience. See, I remember what it died. It was thinking, if my vote mattered, then why would they be suggesting death about? I remember when it died. I was thinking if my vote mattered, then why would there be suggested death if I chose a letter by elected music executives? Now left unprotected by the same ones he once represented. It's a doggy dog world. No, we're dogs. Chasing our tails, biting ourselves in the ass, digesting all this shit we've been left with. It seems senseless, but the strength of this direction never seems to erode. If the world is in a palm, then why the right can't tell the left with the holes like we can't tell us to tell the war for our vote should. With a rope with Velcro stars and stripes, pulled off center. The split poles left exposed, because right when they close, loose grips rely on gravity to dispose our value in the dirt. Without a wail, there was heads and tails in the well of wishes, fingers twisted, hope we prevail, but the tell of time already showed luck won't budge, so we pray for favor by way of built up moisture from God's tears that eventually fell from above on the same dirt they left us, forcing us to get out the mud, see if my vote really mattered. I want them to admit their underestimations of the people who birthed this nation was adjacent to the power of immigration. The more us, the more power they take it. And we've taken enough abuse being America's reject. So the answer to the question if our vote really matters is yes. But if they want to keep our vote, to elect their best, then they suggest they start giving me some proper respect. Home. Yeah! I'm Al Turner. Yeah. And I completed the hot spit challenge. I feel crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel crazy?
Listen.
Ain't no joke, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I just listen.